What is going on, everyone? My name is Peter and we're back again for another daily video. Today I wanted to talk about gaining fat. Not losing fat, yes, you heard me correctly. I'm talking about gaining fat. I know we talk about losing fat a lot on this channel, but today I wanted to try something different. So we're going to be talking about gaining fat. How does it happen? Why does it happen? And what you can do to actually stop it. So, a pound of fat contains 3,500 calories worth of energy. So if you were to eat 500 calories above your maintenance level, that is the level of calorie intake required to maintain your body weight. If you were to eat 500 calories above that every day for a week, by the end of the week you would have gained 1 pound of fat. Okay? And if you were to do this for a full year, that is 52 weeks, you would gain, theoretically, 52 pounds of fat. Now, before anyone jumps in and says, oh, you're oversimplifying the human body and it's a more complex system than that, and you can't just reduce it to a simple math equation. I know that, okay? Hold your horses. Understand that it's oversimplification and it may not be exact, okay, but for the purposes of demonstration and explanation, it does the trick, I think, and it helps provide useful insight to how energy intake and expenditure, the balance of that, causes weight loss or weight gain. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, and before anyone attacks me, I just wanted to cover my ass. So, why do we gain fat? So we understand now that 500 calories above maintenance every day for a week causes us to gain a pound of fat. So, normally, in a non-processed, non-sedentary human existence, this kind of weight gain is usually prevented due to checks and balances that the human body goes through, such as increases or such. So we're talking about fat gain here. So to prevent fat gain, you'd have increase in appetite, to reduce your intake in calories, and increase in energy expenditure to increase the amount of calories you burn and thus reduce the surplus calories you have taken in for the day. So if you eat a lot of food, you have more energy, so then you become more active and you burn more calories essentially, and when you do overeat, your satiety signals increase, which means you're full, which means you don't eat as much and you delay your next meal. So all this kind of stuff prevents us from gaining weight consecutively, and the rapid build-up that we see in our society today. So, and that was the natural human environment without all this calorie dense food that we now have, ultra processed food such as a muffin. I know we talked about muffins yesterday, but 400 calorie muffin, just eaten without much effort, and when you do eat that muffin, you don't feel full after, you feel like you haven't had anything, so it's really empty calories, although it does provide you with energy, but it's not going to satisfy your hunger, and that alone could cause weight gain in the long run. So ultra processed foods that are very calorie dense and they're low in satiety, they're not nutritious, they don't sustain your energy levels, those contribute to fat gain, okay? Because before all this candy and junk food, I don't know when this happened, or like it didn't happen one day, if you're eating eggs and broccoli and chicken, I know everyone uses that as an example, but there's only so much broccoli, chicken and eggs you can eat before you kind of get full and you don't really want anymore. But now they've got all this like hyper palatable, high sugar, high fat, high salt foods like donuts. It's so easy to take in an excess amount of calories now. It really doesn't require much effort, and it's so accessible nowadays that it's too easy, as they say. Okay, and then so we've got ultra high calorie foods, and on the other end we've got fat gain is a result of a drop in activity levels, which we know is, first we've all got cars now, which is obvious. This is we're walking less, we're doing less exercise, we've got elevators, but yeah, everything's just getting handed to us on platter, which is good in a ton of ways because it makes life easier. But now you're seeing we human beings have to go out of our way, step out of our comfort zone to do any form of exercise. So in the past, doing exercise was something to be resented and that you would do because you were forced to. You didn't really want to, but now exercise is something you do in your leisure time and you do it because you want to. And if you didn't do that exercise, if you didn't carve out a day to go for a 30-minute walk, you really wouldn't get any exercise in, and that would cause fat gain. So, we become more sedentary over time, and as such, we're burning less calories, with less muscle, we're not lifting as much, lower BMR, more TV time, PlayStation, all that stuff has caused us to burn less calories. And when you burn less calories and you eat more calories, that's a recipe for disaster because you're going in the wrong direction both ways, if you know what I mean. So that is how fat gain happens in the long run, and it's gonna have to demand a lifestyle changes. So even if you're doing one of those, if you start eating high calorie foods that aren't filling, you will become less satisfied, and that's going to cause you to overeat. And as we know, those 500 calories extra every day can lead to a pound of fat gain a week and 52 pounds of fat in a year. I know that's a maybe over exaggerate, extreme example, but you get what I mean. If you had 250 calories over every day, that would lead to 26 pounds of fat a year. So you can see how that kind of works. So yeah, these high calorie foods aren't filling, they're not satisfying, and you really, I'm just speaking maybe from my experience, but when I have something like a chocolate bar or whatever, like I know I do have chocolate, I treat myself, but I want another one. It doesn't really satisfy me, so doesn't do anything, only satisfies you for a brief moment, and then you want another one, ice cream, Okay, I'm going to stop rambling on now, but hope you guys learned something. We're not all about losing fat here, talking about the realities of fat gain and how it happens. So when you eat more foods, eat high calorie foods and do less exercise, move less, fat gain happens, okay? So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace!